Mr. Femi Adesina, Senior Special Advisor to the President, Special Advisor to the President of Media and Publicity, joins us this morning, and he looks just about as happy as you did see in that picture. Mr. Adesina, you're welcome to
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure that, congratulations will be in order. 82 of the Chibok girls have been released. The news broke on Saturday night. What can you tell us, has been in the offing? Has this been in the offing before now?
Yes, it has been, and it was to have come earlier, if not for some glitches in the negotiations. Because when the first batch came in October last year,
yes,
it was disclosed that it was a show of goodwill from their captors, and a lot more will follow immediately. But some issues came up, and over the months, those issues were resolved, and that has led into the return of the 82 that we have now.
What were the issues? This is something that we can be privy to, because you do know that October till now is quite a long time, 7 months.
Yeah.
And we did know that 80 more were supposed to have been released as at that time.
Yes.
We were told, as you rightly said,
and that's why
that it was a show of goodwill, but we've waited 7 months to see this 82 released.
Well, there are security issues. I was privy to some briefings, but because they are security in nature, it's better to just keep it that way. You don't discuss such things openly all the time. But all is well that ends well. We thank God that these 82 are here, and many more could still come.
Were they in a holding facility that government was privy to? In fairness, I mean, everyone's been looking at the pictures. The first batch that was released did not look very well. I mean, they looked like they were just being released from captivity. This second batch looked a little better, like they have the negotiations looked like they were put in some holding facility, while the federal government was supposed to fulfill its own side. Was that what was happening?
Well, you also know that they were spruced up. They came in, they landed 10:30 yesterday morning, and they were not received at the presidential villa till about 7 p.m. So there was enough time to make them over, spruce them up properly, dress them well, and even give them medical attention. And don't forget that all the girls are not held by one faction of Boko Haram. So it depends on the faction holding them and how well or how badly it treated them.
So how many factions of Boko Haram are we dealing with right now?
Nobody can say. I do not know, but what is clear is that we have more than one faction of Boko Haram.
Now, there definitely will be questions. If it's taken 7 months, because we did know about this 82 that were supposed to have been released shortly after the 21 girls were released, how long then do you think is going to take for the remaining 113 girls?
No, what matters is the commitment to get the ones that remain, the ones that are alive. By the grace of God, the president has said whatever it takes, the government will get them. And that's what matters. It's not how long, but how well at the end of the day.
Of course, I mean, how long is also a part of it this year.
Yes, how long is also a part of it, but when you don't have control of all the variables, then you can't do everything at the time you want. It's a negotiation process.
How big? Of course, there will be those who will be concerned as to, what price we've had to pay for this. Some say that, we've had to exchange some Boko Haram suspects in return for the girls.
Yes, that's already in the public domain. One thing about this administration is that it is forthright, plain. The first time we said there was no exchange, there was no ransom. And this time, when there was a swap, we also said there has been a swap.
How many did we swap?
That's also a security matter that one cannot disclose. But if you speak with somebody from the security and they are disposed to revealing how many, then they can say it. But there was a swap.
Well, shortly afterwards, we found a situation where you released a statement saying that the president was going to be going away again on medical vacation. It seemed that the duration had already been taken care of when you said that the doctors of the president will say how long he's going to be away for
Yes.
this time around.
Yes.
So we do not know how long he's going to be away for.
We do not know. But it could be short and it could be long. It depends on the doctors. It's an assessment medical trip. It's a follow-up or a review medical trip. It determines on how well they think he is doing in the recovery process.
Let's go back to this Chibok girls. You know, the group, the Bring Back Our Girls group, you know, say that this is a representation of, you know, the number of people who have been kidnapped. You know that a number of other women and children, you know, have also been kidnapped. Are we also in negotiations for those people as well?
But thousands and thousands of people have been rescued, apart from the Chibok girls. I think a figure was given not too long ago. It's in many thousands. So every soul is important. All those who have been rescued are as important as the Chibok girls, and as many as are in the clutches of Boko Haram will be rescued as soon as the security agencies get a lead on where they're being held.
The 21 girls who were freed some time back, of course their families have seen them, but I mean, they have not been fully reunited with their families. Why is that?
Because the rehabilitation and reintegration is a process. And at every point in time, what is next will be done. They came back, physical rehabilitation, spiritual rehabilitation, psychological reconditioning, meeting with family, going on holiday with family. It's a program. And I'm sure that program will get to a point when they are fully back with family and kin.
Are their families allowed to see them?
They do see them.
Do they have access to them?
Yes, they do.
When they want?
I believe so. It's a security issue, but I believe so.
Why do you say it's a security issue?
Oh, do you know the scandal it will cause if they were re-abducted, for instance, if you don't have enough security for them? So it stands to reason that those girls will be under keen security watch.
So you don't see a situation whereby they will be reintegrated into family life?
It will get there. It will get there, but like I said, it's a process. But it will get to that point when they are fully reintegrated. You know, they are students. Their education continues. Some are learning different kinds of handicraft and all that. And the psychological reconditioning also continues. But it will get to a point when that is concluded. It's a plan.
Where are they being held? Is that a security consideration as well?
They are being held in a good place. They are being held in quarters where they are comfortable and all their needs are being taken care of.
Mr. Adesina, in fairness, I mean, you must understand that, you know, there were certain controversies before, even after the girls were kidnapped. You know, there were a lot of conspiracy theories, if you like, in terms of, you know, what could have happened. Some people believe that, you know, part of the reason why we've not been able to get to talk to the girls is because, you know, maybe there's some brainwashing going on.
The new ones or the earlier 21?
Yes, the earlier 21.
The earlier 21. Brainwashing will not be the word. Reconditioning will be a better word. Brainwashing will connote that you want to put them in a frame of mind in which they can be used. What Boko Haram had done to them in the first place was brainwashing. So what is rather happening to them is reconditioning, both psychological, physical, religious, all types. No, not brainwashing.
You don't think that it was also in the best interest, you know, that perhaps some access be allowed, you know, maybe some stories, what the girls went through, be documented at least in some instances before they're made to forget almost everything that, you know, happened to them?
Well, you never can tell because they are in a controlled environment. So you don't know all that is going on. For all you know, there may be that process going on. Somebody may have been documenting what they passed through. Don't forget that the president had at the time promised that there will be a sociological inquiry into even what spawned Boko Haram and what sustained it. So all that may be going on behind the scenes that you don't know.
How long do you think the process is going to take?
Only those who are involved in it will be able to say. but there is a program.
Are they currently continuing their education?
Yes, they are. They are.
So the process that the 21 have gone through is the process that this current 82 will go through as well?
Most likely. But, you know, as you progress, you add and subtract. But most likely, it's going to be the same process. But from lessons learned with the 21, I'm sure there will be some improvements with the 82.
Let's go to Lagos now and ask Chamberlain.
Mr. Adesina, I mean, you did say that it's not one faction that is holding these Chibok girls. At what point did the government know that it wasn't just one faction that was holding them?
Oh, it's also in the public domain. It's in the public domain that Boko Haram splintered at a point. And you know, one of the splinter groups even announced its leadership. So we know that there's a Shekau faction, there's another faction. It's possible there are some other sub-factions that we don't even know. And it's also in the public domain that not all the girls are in the hands of one faction, because they distributed them, and when they splintered, each splinter went away with the girls it was holding.
Which of the groups released these girls?
No, I didn't get that.
Which of the group of Boko Haram released these girls?
Well, I'll keep saying it's a security matter. The top echelon of security is what would be able to answer that question.
Is it also a security one if I ask which of the factions did the government negotiate with?
Yes, it will be security. But then, if you could negotiate with one faction, you could negotiate with the other two. And all the factions that can be reached will be spoken with.